good, everyone? Thank you for joining me today on Achieve Health and Fitness Coaching, powered by your boy, Tavon. So, today we're going to talk about fitness, but before we do that, I have to talk about where I'm at. Look at this. I'm on the beach. That's right. I'm in Destin, Florida, which is part of the Emerald Coast, and it is just, it's a little cloudy today, but I'm about to have some fun. Hopefully you will as well. So, now, this is our first time actually talking about fitness together. So there are a couple of exercise do's I want to sort of lay out for you so that way you understand whenever you're focusing on fitness or you're exercising, I want you to focus on these three things. First thing is going to be about breathing. Second thing is going to be about making sure you focus on proper form. And the third thing is going to be about slowing down the motion. So first let's talk about breathing. Newsflash, oxygen is important. Yes, it is. I know you're like, of course it is. You're breathing right now, right? Well, when we're talking about breathing for fitness, we want to make sure that we're doing deep breaths. So not the regular, yeah, I'm breathing. Now we're talking about deep in, deep out. Deep in, deep out. Okay, so why is that important? Remember I just said oxygen is important, right? Well, oxygen can do several things for you when it comes to exercise. First, it can actually help with muscle recovery. So when you're exercising, you're doing deep breaths. You actually can recover from your exercise faster, which means that you can do more, you can feel less fatigue, you can push yourself even further. That's all because of the oxygen that you're receiving. Second thing is about muscle growth. It can actually help develop the muscle more and faster if you're actually getting the oxygen into the bloodstream. So, breathing is a big one. Second thing we're talking about is going to be about proper form. Now, when we're talking about proper form, we're really talking about fully extending the muscle. Whenever you exercise, you want to fully extend the muscle. So, actually, you know what? Let's do this together. This is going to be not a show and tell. We're going to do this together, okay? I want you to see this. Put your hands forward, and I want you to just go down and up. Got that? Now you're sort of working the chest muscles there, okay? Now, we're gonna do the same thing, but I want you to go further back and all the way up. Further back and all the way up. Okay, what you're probably gonna feel is a little bit more, especially in the side of the chest. You can feel a little bit in your back, a little bit in your shoulders. So you're working more of the muscle, and that's what happens when you're doing proper form. You're fully extending, you're working more of the muscle, and you're trying to stay away from being injured. Being injured is not fun. You don't want it. Don't do it. So you're sort of getting away from the injury zone. Okay. Now the third thing we're going to talk about is slowing down the motion. So I am sure you've all seen in the gym people doing like, or yeah. Well, I'm not saying they're not getting a workout in. They are, of course, because they're still exercising. But guess what? They're not really maximizing their exercise. When you're going fast like that, you're not fully extending, and by slowing down, you're actually getting more blood into the muscle. More blood in the muscle means, guess what? More oxygen. Yeah, I just talked about that. You're getting actually more oxygen in the muscle when you're doing that. So you're going to slow down. I usually like to do a count of 3. So if you're going down, 1, 2, 3, going up, 1, 2, 3, like that. So usually a count of 3. Sometimes I even go slower than that. Now, it's going to be tough for some of y'all to really get in your head. When you're slowing down the motion, you need to bring down the weight. I know I said it. It's all right. Calm down. You need to bring down the weight. Now, I have trained many people, and I'm telling you, the first training session is always the same. I'll bring down the weight, and the reactions that I'm getting from people is crazy. They say, "Oh, you think I'm weak? I'm not a beginner. That I'm not going to get a good workout in." They all have these reactions. But the tune changes when we're actually exercising. So when you bring down the weight and bring down the motion, you will feel that exercise even more. You'll feel it. So not only during the exercise are they feeling it, but a day or two later, they're like, "Oh my goodness, Tavon, I am so sore." Yes, you're sore because you're actually doing the exercise correctly. So remember those 3 things. Now, before you actually do an exercise or do any exercise, and there are a couple things you want to do. And I know I'm giving you a lot of rules here, but I want to make sure you're set up and you know these ground rules before we even start exercising. First thing is you want to warm up. So it could be 5 minutes to a half an hour, depending on your level and what you're focusing on. A warm up, it could be the elliptical, treadmill, you can jump rope, you can run, you can do a brisk walk, anything to get that cardiovascular system really going. You want to get the blood flowing into the body. Of course, we already talked about why. And also you want to loosen up your stiff muscles. That's something that's going to be important because you're trying to stay away from injuries. So by loosening up those stiff muscles, you are less prone to be injured. So you want to warm up. The second thing you want to do is stretch. Now, when we think about stretching, we usually think about one type. There are actually two types of stretching. There's stagnant stretching and dynamic stretching. Stagnant stretching is a type of stretching you've always thought about. So doing like this, that's all stagnant stretching. Guess what? There have been some studies out now that say that stagnant stretching before your exercise is not good. It can actually lead to injury, believe it or not, even though we've been doing it for so many years. So you want to really leave your stagnant stretching for after the exercise, if you really want to wrap things up with some stretching. The type of stretching you want to do at the beginning is called dynamic stretching. And actually it involves motion. You're actually using motion in your stretching techniques. Now, the good thing about dynamic stretching is for many exercises, especially warm-up exercises, the stretches and exercises at once. So you're actually getting more blood flowing and you're stretching the muscle. So we are going to start off with one of those. But before we do that, let me just say what type of exercise I'm going to do today. We're going to focus on the upper body. So we're going to focus on chest, shoulders, biceps, triceps, back, things of that nature. Now, all your muscles are connected. So even if you're focusing on one primary muscle, like your chest, you're going to actually hit secondary muscles as well, like your triceps. So it's all connected. So today's workout is going to be all about the upper body and the little core as well. Now, the great thing about today's workout is you can do it anywhere. Now, I've spoken to many people about fitness over the years, and there's this misconception that the only way you can really get fit or exercise is if you go into the gym and you work out for hours at a time. That's not the case at all. I mean, people are busy these days. You have kids, busy families, work, a lot going on. A lot of times people don't have the hours or the time to even go to a gym at all. So I got you. It's fine. There are ways you can still focus on fitness and do it anywhere. So today's exercises you can do anywhere. You can do it in the gym if you want to. That's fine. On the beach, park, home, work if they let you do that, but don't tell them I told you to do that. You do that on your own. You can do it anywhere. So that way you can still get your fitness in. Okay, so it is going to be time to start doing some exercises. We're going to do a few. Now, the first ones we're going to do is going to be standing up, and it's actually going to be one of those blends I was talking about, where it's an exercise and it's dynamic stretching all in one. They're called arm circles, okay? So you're going to put your arms straight out like you're in a plane, vroom, 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 and we're going to slowly go forward, circle forward. And as you're circling, you're going to go larger and larger. Remember, I'm all about extending. So you're going to actually put the arms back, going back like that. And you're going to do this for approximately 30 seconds, okay? Now, let me say this too. This is important for me to say. When we are exercising together, me and you out there, it's really meant for you to pause the video whenever you need to. I'm going to show you proper form. I'm going to tell you a range of sets or reps that you could be doing. And then it's up to you to really know where you're at and how far you want to push yourself. Now, pushing yourself is important. It is. But also it's important that you don't get injured. So when you push yourself, actually when I'm in the gym, I say this to myself all the time. It's not about today, it's about tomorrow. What do I mean? When I'm exercising today, I'm not going to see the results today. I'm not going to see those results for at least another week, 2 weeks, and for some people who are newer, it could be 3 weeks in the future from your exercises today. So that's why a lot of people drop off. They get frustrated with exercising because they're exercising and putting all this work in, and they're like, well, I'm not seeing any results. It's because you're not going to see them now. You're going to see them in the future. So when you're working out, you want to push yourself, but you don't want to get injured. Now, if you are doing something special, there's an event coming up like a wedding, vacation, if you're competing in bodybuilding, you're a professional athlete, you have something coming up, then you may want to push yourself a little harder, and I understand that. But if not, let's make sure we're keeping yourself safe. But it's also important that you're always progressing. Okay, so if you're doing the same amount of sets and reps for 2 to 3 weeks and you're not changing, there's a problem there. You need to progress. It could be a progression of just adding 1 or 2 reps. That's it. And when I say reps, I mean repetitions. So if I'm doing this exercise, that's 1 rep. And then a set is comprised of a certain amount of reps. So you can say 5 reps is 1 set. Okay, so if I'm not progressing, there's an issue. So you want to make sure you're always progressing. Okay, so let's get back to the exercising. I just want to make sure you all were straight on that one too. So the first exercise we did 4 circles. Now we're going to actually go backwards. So same thing. We're going to start going slowly, slow circles, and they're getting larger and larger and larger. And we're going to go a little faster. Faster, and we're going to do that for 30 seconds. So again, the first one was forward for 30 seconds. Second is back for 30 seconds. If you're finding it difficult for doing it for 30 seconds, that's fine. Just do it for a little less, but you know where you want to end up. Okay, so now we're going to get down on the ground and do some exercises too. We have some fun ones here to do for you. Okay, so we are down on the ground, and yes, I'm raw in the sand. I was going to do a mat, but who cares? I'm on the beach. I'm going to have a good time. So we did the arm circles up top. Now we're going to do something called tricep dips. Now we're really going to focus on the tricep muscles, but again, everything is connected, so you will feel it in other places too. I'm going to start off with almost like you're doing a traditional sit-up, your knees up. You're going to take your hands facing forward like this and put it in the back of you. So again, fingers facing forward in the back of you. Okay, it's going to be shoulder length apart. And what's going to happen is you're going to actually lift yourself up, lift your booty up, but using your arms. So it's going to go up like this. 1, 2. 1, 2. The tricep dips. Now, if you want to make it more difficult, all you have to do is actually move your booty out like this. My butt's out. So actually, I'm putting more emphasis on my triceps now. So I'm lifting myself up. 1, 2. You see, I'm still doing slow motions. I'm not going fast. 2. So that puts more emphasis on the triceps. Now, you want to do this from 1 to 5 sets, 8 to 12 reps. And that's all depending on what level you are. If you're a beginner, intermediate, or you're advanced, and what you're trying to do. And again, remember, wherever you start is fine, but you want to make sure there's a progression, okay? So that's the tricep dips. Next exercise we're going to do is called military push-ups. Similar to a regular push-up, but we're going to actually put the arms closer in, so it's going to put more of an emphasis on the triceps again. So, I'm flipping over. I got sand all over me. So, for a regular push-up, usually your arms are out here. Military push-up is actually going to be more shoulder length apart, and your elbows, you want to make sure you're pointing them inward. So they're not going to be out, they're going to be inward, like this. So we're going to do a military push-up. And then go slowly down, slow up, slowly down, slow up. Okay? Again, nice slow movements. Same thing, you want to do 1 to 5 sets, 8 to 12 reps, depending on where you're at, but that's going to work the triceps there. Okay. Now this one, this is going to be a fun one. The next one we're going to do is going to be a push-up, but we're going to add an extra motion. It's going to be with a rotation. By doing this, it's going to actually work the core more, and it's a really fun one to do. And actually, you know what? This is a great one to do to test out where you're at and how far you're advancing, especially if you're starting off in fitness, because initially, you may only be able to do 1 or 2, but with time, you should be able to do more. So for this one, we are going to have the traditional stance for a push-up. So, last time our arms are close in, This time, they're gonna be further out. I'm gonna go down, and then I'm gonna add an extra motion. You'll see what I'm saying here. So, I'm gonna go down, up, rotate, back down, down, up, rotate. And I'm gonna do that, yeah. So that one will be interesting for a lot of you, but it's actually a lot of fun to do. So with that rotating there, okay? So something I want to talk about as well before I get up is hydration. It's important that you're always focusing on getting plenty of liquids in your body. I don't know, this has happened to me many times when I'm at a gym, excuse me, not at a gym, I have gym on the mind here. When I'm out and about, it's summertime, it's hot, and I feel low in energy. No matter what I do, I'm low in energy. A lot of times that's because I'm not getting enough liquid, enough water. Same thing in the gym. If you're in a gym and you're doing a lot of exercising and you're not drinking, you're not hydrating yourself, you'll feel low in energy, which means that you're not going to be able to do much or do as much as you would like in your exercising. So I want to make sure we talk about that. Now let's do the last exercise and go back up on the feet here. Yeah, look at all. Got sand all on me. I'm on the beach. Yeah, so, okay, so this last exercise we're gonna do together is called alternating hooks. So, you're gonna take your dominant leg, I'm right-handed, so my dominant leg will be my right. Put it forward slightly, your non-dominant back, bend the knees, put your fists up like you're about to go at it. Elbows up slightly, and what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the body. So I'm going to go this way, rotate, and make sure you're fully extending. Back, this way, fully extending. And for this one, you do want to add a little speed there, but when you're doing it, make sure you're actually extending the body there. So you want to do that for about 30 seconds to a minute at the end. So when you're all said and done with all the exercise we went over, it's going to be anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on how many sets or reps you've done, and you're getting a really good upper body workout. Well, I had fun. I hope you had fun. I'm actually on the beach, so I'm going to probably go out there for a little bit. I know you think I'm crazy, but I'm going to do that. So wish me luck out there. It's been fun, and I will see you next week on Achieve Health and Fitness Coaching. See y'all later.